In this video, I'm comparing the best 5 online personal loan companies. And in order to find the best, I'm subjecting them to something called the CAT test. Not this cat, this cat. C stands for cost. How much is it going to cost for you to borrow that money? Now, I'm sure if any of us could, we would just pop around to our parents' house for a loan, aka a handout, and go and spend that money on whatever we want. But if you're here, chances are your parents' bank account looks more like this and less like this. So that's out of the question. And so you have to turn to the internet. And the bottom line is, you want the money cheap. A stands for annoyance. How much is this loan company going to bother you after you've applied for the loan? The #1 complaint from online loan companies is that they spam your pants off after you apply. This section will cover all the annoyances, but the #1 is definitely the spam concern. T stands for time. How easy is it to apply for and qualify for these loans? Do they make you stand on one foot and rub your head and pat your belly? Or do they hand out money like a drunk grandma at a Christmas party? These are the kind of questions that we're answering here. That's right, CAT. I worked hard on this, so enjoy it. This isn't some BuzzFeed video, so I'm jumping straight into the best lender first. This means you won't stay as long and will make YouTube's algorithms hate me, but hey, anything for you. The best online lender, in my opinion, is Lightstream. And I don't even have Lightstream as an affiliate, so I'm not even being paid to tell you that. They really do have the lowest rates out of any online lender for personal loans. This makes them the undeniable winner of the C section of our CAT test. An unsecured personal loan from Lightstream starts at just 3.99%. That's crazy low. They also have 0 fees for origination, prepayment, or application. So if you have a pretty good credit score, like I'm talking like 750 plus, and you're looking to apply for a loan online, you should really start with Lightstream. As I'll tell you a little later, you'll probably be denied even with a 750, but it's really worth a shot. With that bit of foreshadowing, let's jump into the A. Does Lightstream spam your balls off? Are they going to be filling your mailbox with constant letters trying to get you to apply for more and more loans? From what I've gathered online, the answer to that question is an emphatic no. They aren't known for spam, but they are known to be annoying in another way. Really, for Lightstream, I should replace the A for annoyance with anger. They piss a lot of people off. The reason people are so mad at Lightstream is because they seem to reject almost everybody. In the list of consumer reviews for Lightstream, all of the 1-star reviews are from people with 800 credit scores and 6-figure incomes who have been denied. Basically, they're saying, my credit score is better than anyone at that company's and they turned me down. So yeah, they're throwing bitch fits, but either way, that's the #1 complaint, is it's really, really hard to qualify. So if you have an 851 credit score and a house in the Hamptons, don't be surprised if they send you packing. There's also another source of anger, and that is a lot of people are reporting them doing hard pulls on their credit score and then not actually funding the loan. This has people really pissed off, and I'd be pissed off too. But the good news is that if you have any hard pulls on your credit score that don't belong there, I have a personal finance app that can help you to remove them completely for free. We'll write all of your dispute letters for you and send them to you by email. So all you have to do in order to repair your credit yourself for free is mail a few envelopes. Sign up for it. There's a link in the description below. Okay, now for the last part, and that is time. How long does the application take, and how long do they take to fund the loans? The good news here is the application is fast, at least in my opinion. According to people who have qualified for loans through Lightstream, it takes around 15 minutes. Now, you see a lot of anger about that too. People think that takes too long, but you're applying online, and 15 minutes is like the length of like 1 or 2 fail videos. It's not like you even need to pause your fail videos to apply. You can keep them going on your laptop while you apply on your smartphone. So yeah, this seems fast enough to me. Lightstream's overall score in the CAT test is happy cat. Based on that review, you might be wondering why Lightstream is #1, because there's a lot of anger. And stay tuned, because you'll see that some of these other loan companies also have some doozies of reviews. In the #2 position, we have SoFi. And don't be deterred by their culty membership club. This is actually a lender and not a suicide pact. SoFi scores really well in the CAT test too, and that's because their costs are really low. To apply with SoFi, there are 0 fees. There's no origination fees, no application fees, and no prepayment fees. They also have some of the lowest rates in the business, with personal loans starting at 5.99%. Now that's obviously a lot higher than Lightstream, but people actually qualify through SoFi, and there aren't people raging constantly about getting rejected with 750s. In fact, in order to start applying to SoFi, all you need is a 660. Clearly that will place you at the bottom of the spectrum, but at least SoFi will give you a loan, whereas Lightstream would just give you a kick in the pants. As for annoyance, I couldn't actually find any people complaining about being spammed by SoFi, which is really surprising because SoFi owns an insurance company, and insurance companies are known to spam the hell out of people. While the chief annoyance with SoFi isn't spam, they do have another one, and that is freezing people's accounts without warning. One minute you're at the mall with your pals getting froyo, and the next minute you're at the checkout counter weeping like a 6-year-old girl because your account is frozen and you can't pay for that crop top. We've all been there. This is the most common annoyance about SoFi, and there's actually a ton of reviews like this. I can only guess that the guy in charge of keeping people's accounts open at SoFi drank from the wrong punch bowl again. God, Randy. As for time, applying with SoFi is as fast as anyone. They have those nice, quick online forms. So again, as with Lightscreen, you can apply for a loan while you're watching your fail videos. SoFi's overall CAT score is slightly happy cat. Okay, next up on our list in the number 3 position is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. And I have to say right out of the gates, that sounds incredibly pretentious. In the CAT test, Marcus performs pretty well. And for those of you who don't know, Goldman is that hedge fund that seems to control everything. I think they're probably Illuminati. In case you don't know, Goldman Sachs is that hedge fund that secretly controls everything, and they've got a personal loan product that shows it. It's pretty good. In terms of cost, Marcus has 0 fees like the other two. No prepayment, no application, and no origination, which saves you a lot of money. And their rates start at 5.99%, but theirs go up to 28%, which is a lot higher than SoFi's can go, which means that Marcus can't fund loans in states like New York, where the usury laws prevent lenders from financing loans with interest rates higher than 16%. They consider anything above that to be ridiculously high and exploitative. There's a lot of states, and we have a full review of Marcus on our website if you want to see if your state is blocked. As for annoyance, Marcus scores pretty badly, and the number 1 complaint is trash customer service. Any kind of exception or problem that you bring to Marcus seems to be met with the kind of cocky indifference that you would expect from someone named Marcus by Goldman Sachs. God damn it, that is pretentious. As for their spam score, they also rate pretty badly, with a lot of customers reporting their phones ringing off the wall after they apply with Marcus or if they miss a payment. Their overall CAT score is neutral CAT. Neutral. Next on the list is Earnest. Now, they're another Silicon Valley style lender a lot like SoFi, where they're online only. The reason Earnest is so far down this list is because personal loans from Earnest are pretty expensive. Their rates start at 6.99%, which is a lot higher than SoFi and a hell of a lot higher than Lightstream. We are really climbing the price ladder now. Earnest, though they are low down the list, they also have no fees. And you'll probably notice a trend here. I'm not suggesting any lenders to you that have any fees. I don't want you to have to toss away your cash in order to get a loan. That sucks. With Earnest, you can borrow up to $75,000 at about a 6.99% starting rate. That is a pretty expensive $75,000, and the only time I'd really recommend anyone do that is if they're consolidating debt from something else like a credit card or payday loans or the like. As for the annoyance score, Earnest actually scores the best. They have almost no complaints. Sure, they have a few people who've fallen through the cracks and haven't been treated well, but it's kind of a big company and they funded a lot of loans, so it's to be expected. There's no one that's complaining about being spammed, there's no one that's complaining about bad customer service, and there's no one that's complaining about mysteriously closed accounts. So overall, they seem like a decent company. The most common complaint I see from people with Earnest is that they're being declined and aren't being given a very good reason why. And I can actually answer that for them. Tech companies like Earnest don't decide these things with humans, at least not typically. My guess is that their decision-making process is done by an algorithm, and these algorithms are trained. They have a set of data, and in that data they have a profile of a person who performs very well. So if you don't match that profile, the algorithm doesn't actually tell people why, it just tells them that you're not a good match. So the people on the other end of the phone might not even know why you were rejected. Welcome to the world where computers run everything. You've been living in it for quite a while already. As with the other lenders, applying with Earnest is really fast, so they also score pretty well on the time segment of the CAT test. Earnest's overall score is neutral CAT. Neutral CAT. The last company on this list isn't actually a lender. What they are instead is a marketplace where you can put in one application and have it get sent out to up to 11 different lenders. So that can save you a lot of time, which is a big, fat, happy cat. Happy cat. Their service is also completely free, so that is also big fat happy cat. The only downside to using any marketplace like Credible is that you're sharing your personal financial information with a lot of different companies. Just think about it. You are giving them authorization to send out your social security number, your name, your address, your phone number, your email address to 11 different companies. That means these 11 companies could have the authorization to advertise to you. So you may have just multiplied the amount of advertising you're getting in your email box by a big factor. There's another kind of sketchy thing about marketplaces like Credible, and I'm going to explain this one with an analogy. Let's say that there is a 12th lender who wanted to join Credible. Let's call them Margaret by Grandma. Not at all a pretentious name. Now let's say Margaret wants to lend you money at a 3% interest rate. Super low, right? But because they want to lend at such a low rate, they have low profits. So they can't afford to pay a marketplace hundreds of dollars like all the other guys do. Let's say they offer Credible 50 cents for a funded loan. Credible is going to tell them to get stuffed. So that means when you apply with Credible, you think you are getting the lowest rates. You're actually getting the lowest rates from a selected group of lenders who pays Credible the most money. So you're not getting the lowest rates overall. Just a nice convenient way to apply to a fixed set. The group of lenders that participate in Credible is pretty legitimate. They have Avant, Prosper, and Marcus by Goldman Sachs, among others. In a marketplace like Credible, if there are lenders who just want to give people really great rates and can't afford to pay them, they'll be excluded. So this could be a busted system. I'm not saying that Credible is doing this, but I'm saying that if I ran that company and I was a capitalist, that is exactly what I would be doing. So the incentives are in place for them to do that kind of thing. Due to the time savings and the fact that Credible is free, on the CAT test, Credible gets a slightly handicapped. If you're interested in learning how to apply for personal loans online without getting the crap spammed out of you, I have another video coming up that'll help you to cut out all email and phone spam when you apply for these guys. So you can apply, get the lowest rates without worrying about having your phone ring off the hook. That's coming out later, so subscribe if you're interested. Done.